So first thing I want to talk about is the Houston game coming up. This is a big one. It's the first showdown for the Shockers in the conference, in the American Conference. Kyle, what do we know about Houston? What can we expect for this game?
Well, we know a little bit about Houston. They're coached by Kelvin Sampson.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there. I think this is his fourth year now, and each year Houston gets better and better. And right now, the Cougars are ranked 37th on KenPom, so they're a top 40 team. Their offense is ranked 24th. So this is a team that can score a lot of different ways. They're very guard heavy. They operate mainly from the perimeter. They're led by Rob Gray, terrific scorer who's averaging around 20 points a game.
About 20 a game, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also a couple other guys, Corey Davis Jr. and then the guy named Van Beck who does a lot of different things on the court. And so they're a very balanced team. They're also pretty good defensively. They're around 65th defensively on KenPom, and so they're going to be one of the best teams to come in Koch Arena for the past few years, and it'll be a showdown, and I'm looking forward to it.
It is. You mentioned there's a lot of things I want to talk about as we get ready for this Houston game. It's January 4th. It's Thursday. Okay,
Yes.
so it's coming up real quick at Koch Arena, and the powers that be at Koch Arena, I don't know who decides this, but it has determined this is going to be a Stripe the Arena game. So you've got to wear some different colors. So
Yes.
Black, yellow, and white are all involved, and it's based on your seat number because they want it to be coordinated. It looked really good the last time they did a variation of this. But yeah, they're going to stripe this thing.
Yeah, we last did it 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it was just black and yellow, and you can see the pictures online, and they looked amazing. I was impressed how good the Shocker Nation did. So this year, someone at Wichita State decided to spice it up, add a third color, a white
You
color.
ever spice things up by adding white?
I know, right? And so I'm a little concerned, to be honest, because I feel like it's more risky. If with the original black and yellow, if you had forgotten about it and you just showed up in your game day apparel, there's a 50% chance you're going to get it right. Now there's only a 33% chance, and a lot of people don't have white Shocker gear.
That's what I was thinking. Is where do you get white Shocker gear? Now I'm sure it's out there.
Yes, there's a little bit.
A few places, maybe the bookstore or something like that. But it's not something you've got in your closet, probably, right? That you've got a white Wichita State shirt.
Yeah, and I'm kind of out of the norm, so I probably have 20 to 25 WSU shirts.
Really? Wow.
I kind of have a problem.
Wow, okay. Good for you.
But
That's good.
Out of all those, I only have one white WSU shirt.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard.
Are you in the white? Are your seats in the white?
I think I'm in yellow.
Okay.
I'm going to have to double check on that.
Yeah.
But it's hopefully Shocker Nation will get it right.
Well, hey.
Hopefully, even if you don't have a Shocker shirt that's white, just wear a white T-shirt.
Hey, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy in a sea of yellow that's standing there in black. Don't be that guy. My favorite Shocker shirt is gray that I got. But so it's going to be amazing. No matter what, I'm excited to see what that atmosphere is going to be like. But for Houston, I think let's kind of get back into the real meat of this here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Houston, I know they're unranked.
Yes.
But I feel like, at least in their heads, and probably in reality, if they win this game, they're in. They're ranked. They might be ranked top 25. Is that a possibility?
I think it would be. I mean, they're currently not getting any votes in the AP poll, so they would have to jump a lot.
Yeah, but they're a two-loss team and beats a top 10 team.
They beat Arkansas by, I think, 20 plus, and Arkansas is a tremendous team. And so they beat Providence up in the New England area. I believe the game was in Connecticut. And so they have a couple good wins. Yeah. And they passed my eye test for a top 25 team. Yeah. And so they're going to be dangerous.
So this would be, I think, if they win this one, it would demand some people's attention. So if that's in their mind, I would expect them to bring their best.
This is a game for Houston where it's nothing to lose and everything to gain. Because they're not expected to win, even though they're a really good team. They're not going to be expected to come into Koch Arena and beat the Shockers. And so I think they're going to play with fire in their belly, and they're going to go all out and just lay it on the court and just see what happens.
Yeah. Better game than the UConn game? Closer game? Is that fair to say?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
too.
UConn was still pretty close for the most part.
It was.
And Houston is a lot better than UConn. So get ready.
Wichita State comes in. Let's talk about this now anyway. part of the preview, I guess. Wichita State is now ranked number 9. Wichita State was ranked number 8, went to UConn and beat UConn, and then fell to number 9 when 4 top 10 teams also lost during that time. Wichita State didn't lose. 4 top 10 teams lost. Wichita State won at UConn and still fell in the rankings. How does that happen? Should I be mad at it? So should I continue to be mad at it, or is there a reasonable explanation?
Yeah, I was surprised, to be frank, because when I first saw 9, I was like, wait a minute, weren't we 8?
Yeah.
I was like, we dropped. But the Shockers actually gained votes in the poll, but there were a couple teams that jumped the Shockers.
Really?
And so
that's an interesting one. I didn't know that.
So Oklahoma jumped the Shockers.
Understandable.
They had a couple good wins.
Yeah, Oklahoma beat us. Beat Wichita State. That makes sense.
They're
that was
playing
a correction.
phenomenally.
Yeah.
Virginia, I think, didn't they? I think they.
Did they leapfrog us?
I think they leapfrogged the Shockers.
Man.
Still,
I thought, maybe with that Arizona State game, I thought they might. I didn't think Villanova was going to fall out of the top 10. They're still going to be there. But, yeah, man.
It's a little disrespectful. I mean, if you've been watching Shockers the last 2 or 3 weeks, you know this team is very streaky. For 5 minutes of the game, they'll look amazing. Yes. They'll look top 5 nationwide. Yeah. The next 5 minutes, I don't know, maybe top 50. And so I kind of get it. I think if you're 8 or 9, you can't really. There's not a lot to complain about. Yeah. But to me, it's just if this were a different team from a bigger conference, I don't think this would have happened. Yeah. And so I fear that American still doesn't get the respect it deserves. I think SMU should be ranked in the top 25, and Houston should be pretty close, and that's just not the case.
Let me ask you this, too. A couple things coming out of the UConn game that I want to talk because it makes sense for the Houston game then. Yeah. UConn doesn't play zone. I think the CBS analyst said that they played zone like 9% of the time this year. But guess what? They played zone against the Shockers. Yeah. They did. On a made basket, they played zone because they had time to get back in it. On a miss, they just matched up man-to-man. But can we expect every conference team, the rest of the way, that we're going to see some type of zone defense now? Are we going to see that against? Is Houston going to do that?
I think teams.
I'm asking a lot from you to answer all these questions. I know.
I think teams would be foolish not to
give it a shot.
Throw a zone out there at least every once in a while. Look at the Shockers' track record. Sometimes they've been able to attack that zone with great success, but it seems more often than not they struggle at least.
Yeah, here's the dilemma though. If your team, if you're a program like Houston and you say this is what our team does and we're going to do what we want to do and control the game, do you suddenly teach your players a zone defense and throw them out of what they've been doing all season long? Or do you say, no, we are a man-to-man team, we're going to match up, we're going to beat them that way? I don't know.
I think if you're an elite defensive team that primarily does man-to-man, you don't change it. You just trust your defense. I don't know if there's an elite man-to-man defense in this league. And so
that's a weird phrase, elite man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to happen in conference, but it's interesting.
The response to that then in the UConn game was Greg Marshall. We'll get to the conspiracy part later, but he put out a small lineup. Everybody's been talking about this. He had usually you have Frank Camp, Shamet, and Reeves, who are kind of sharing two spots on the floor, and then one is getting rested on the bench. All 3 of them were playing down the stretch in the second half, and it worked super well against a zone. You got 3 shooters who can beat it, and then Shaq down low is good enough to have that presence and did a great job. And Rashard Kelly was amazing
he
there
was
too.
A monster.
So what we didn't see then is we didn't see Zach Brown there, or we didn't see Nerger. We barely saw Nerger at all.
Nerger has disappeared
in the game.
Yes.
And it's not that he's not playing well; it's just he's not playing. He just wasn't in there very much. Now Shaq wasn't in foul trouble, that kind of thing. So we might see him come in later on. Is that something we're going to see as a trend moving forward? That Greg Marshall goes with a small lineup, or was that just what you needed to do against UConn, who's playing a zone?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because UConn's a very guard-oriented team, which is kind of similar to Houston.
Yeah.
And so I think the Shockers are going to keep with that to some degree. Yeah. Especially as a zone buster. Because if you have 3, top perimeter shooters like Frank Camp, Shamet, and Reeves, you're going to have to step out there.
You're right. Offensively, it looks amazing, especially when they flash that high post not to the top of the key, but they bring the big man to the elbow. That's great for offensively. That's great. I think that smaller lineup, then you're sacrificing some defense, and you can say what you want about Austin Reeves. I like Austin Reeves. I like his shot. His shoulder looks better.
Yes.
He defensively, I don't think he's a good defender. Now, he can draw a charge.
He'll do about one or two a game.
Yes.
That's a guarantee.
But being good at drawing a charge does not mean you're a good defender. And that's not saying anything bad about him, but you're giving up some size. If if you don't have Willis in the game, because with that lineup, you don't have Willis in the game. You don't have Zach Brown in the game.
Yeah.
You don't have Marcus McDuffie in the game. So you're making some sacrifices there. But so I don't think that's gonna be the lineup from here on out.
It's not gonna be a starting lineup.
Yeah.
Just something that they're gonna throw out there every once in a while, I think.
So that's what you're doing. So in times when you need to bust a zone or you need some offensive charge, maybe you do that. I could also see late down the stretch, you see some coaches sometimes subbing in and out based on if they're on offense or on defense, because you have unlimited substitutions. This is not soccer. So yeah, it's not hockey either. You're not subbing in on the fly. But yeah, so there's some interesting strategy. This Houston game for me is going to be super telling because we saw what Greg Marshall did against UConn. Was that a one-off? Was he just responding to the strengths and weaknesses of UConn, or is this something brand new that he has found that will work moving forward quite a bit?
Yeah.
I don't know. Good news for Austin Reeves though, because he has found his spot.
And he played very well against UConn because he's been a very at home. He's a terrific shooter. Mm-hmm. On the road, he hasn't shown that very much in this first year and a half, and so he shot lights out in that UConn game, and
he's a big hustle guy. He's kind of a Ron Baker kind of fight. He didn't have the size of Ron Baker, of course, and maybe not the talent either. But he gets the job
done mindset.
And knows his role. Yeah, good mindset.
Very in the same kind of mold as Kelly in that regard.
Yeah. So that's we're excited about this game because it's I look at Houston as the top 4 program in the conference.
Yeah.
Right there
3 or
with
4.
Cincinnati and SMU and Wichita State. So big showdown. We're gonna strike the arena. See what that looks
Hopefully
like.
we do it well.
Do it. Don't be that guy. Wear the right one. There are places to go buy Shocker gear, and it's not expensive. You can just go. We don't have any Shockerland gear. We should maybe do that or something. I don't know. But yeah, Thursday night, big game. Wichita State playing host to the Houston Cougars.